Hi, this is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from excelbasement.org. This is the fourth video for AFC04 paper, Introduction to Information Technology. In this video, we will discuss and learn about the if function, Excel if function. Purpose: test for a specific condition. Return value: the values you supply for either true or false. Syntax of if function is equals to if bracket open logical test, which we will define, comma, value if true, which is enclosed in square brackets, that is optional, comma, value if false, again value if false is enclosed in square brackets, optional, and then round bracket close. So this is a complete syntax of if function. Parameter list: first we will discuss logical test. A value or logical expression that can be evaluated as true or false. Value if true, optional, the value to return when logical test evaluates to be true, and value if false, the value to return when logical test evaluates to false. Usage notes: use the if function to test for or evaluate certain conditions. For example, to use the if function to assign a pass or a fail to a test score in A1, where 70 is the minimum score to pass, you could use the formula which is given below, equals to if A1 is greater than or equals to 70, then write pass, else write fail in a cell. Means we are saying Excel that if A1 contains greater than and equals to 70 number, write pass. If this logical test being true, then write pass. If this logical test is false, then write fail. This is a simple example of if function. Proceed towards the nested example. If functions can be nested. For example, if G5 contains a test score, the following nested if function can be used to assign a grade. Let's say if G5 is less than 64, if this logical test is true, then write F in a cell. If G5 is less than 73, then write D in that cell. Similarly, with more multiple conditions, we are nesting the if formula. These are the expressions: less than, greater than, equals to, greater than and equals to, less than and equals to, and last not equals to. You can use up to 64 if functions can be nested in one cell. However, in general, you should consider other functions like VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP for more complex scenarios, because they can handle more conditions in more straightforward fashion. In Excel 2003 and earlier versions, you can just nested up to 7 if functions in a cell, but after 07 and next version of Excel, you can nested up to 64 if functions in a cell. Value if true can be any value or expression. To return text, if you want to have a text, if the logical test is true, enclose the text in double quotes. If the value if true is not supplied and the logical test evaluates to true, the if function will return 0. This is, I am talking about the optional. If you skip the value if true parameter, then and your logical test will be true, then Excel will returns you 0. To return true, use the logical value true or value if true. Similarly, for value if false, can be any value or expression. If the logical test evaluates to false and if value if false is not supplied, it will return false. If any of the arguments to if are supplied as an array, the if function will evaluate every element of the array. So let's discuss and see the practical example of the if function. Okay, with the first example we have three columns, that is student names, scores and result, and based on their scores we have to identify either the student is a pass or fail. So the criteria is below or equals to 50 marks can have a fail, and above 50 marks will be a pass. So we are applying the if function, starting with an equal sign. If, again, the parameters just we have discussed in the presentation, the first is logical test, then value if true and value if false. So first we will define the logical test. The test will be if b2 is less than or equals to 50, comma, my logical test is if b2 is less than and equals to 50, comma, then value if true will get a bold. Now in inverted commas, whoever student is getting 50 or lower than that will be fail, else if value is false means is this when this logical test will be failed false, in the false criteria I am writing pass here. This means that the student which is getting more than 50 marks will be considered as pass. Press enter and you can see that Rahim has got 88 marks, so he is passed. Copy down the formula and you can see that results. Those students who have got less than 50 are fail and more than 50 are pass. So this is a simple if function application. Moving towards the next example, we have four columns: employee numbers, names, their annual salaries, and we have to distribute the bonus. And we are just applying the bonus percentages here, not the actual amount by multiplying it. We will look into it in our next videos. So applying if function equals to if logical test is the salary. If any of the employee's salary is less than 8,000, he will get 10% bonus, and the salary which is greater than and equals to 8,000 will get 15% bonus. So if C2 is less than 8,000, if this logical test is true, then write 10%, and I am making it absolute by pressing F4, comma, if this is true then give me 10%, else 15% for the remaining, or the vice versa situation. Again I am pressing F4 to make it absolute. Why I am making this relative reference into absolute is that when I will drag this formula towards the next cells, I want these cells to be fixed here, not be movable going downwards. Round bracket close, and I will copy this formula and converting them into a percentage. So the employee who has less than 8,000 salary will get the 10%, and let's correct them, it's not annual, that's monthly salary. Okay, I hope you understand these two examples of if function, and if you have any queries just email me at rahim.zulfikarali@live.com. Thank you.